letting go is the only answer. Don't get stuck into, oh, this is my goal, it has to happen by 2026 Jan. Doesn't work like that. You know that idea which is like the burning idea, and you really want to see that happen in real life. You want to actually create it, but you're just not moving because you have this entire list of things that may go wrong. You have a long list of reasons why that may not work out. That is not how creativity works. Creativity is chaotic, and chaos is mostly seen as something negative, right? Like something that we don't want, unwanted, right? Unplanned stuff happening. It's seen as bad, you failed, you did something wrong, that your plan didn't go as per your plan. This video quite literally is the evidence of chaotic creativity. Like, my team is literally behind me and we're setting up the camera on the gimbal at this beautiful place since probably last 15 minutes. Something is going on, something is not going off, not going right. But that is how the flow happens. The flow is not structured. So in this video, you're gonna first get off that pedestal that you have put yourself on. Yes, you think you're pulling yourself down, that is why you're not working on your idea, but you have actually put yourself on a pedestal of perfection. It has to be perfect, it has to look a certain way, because there's an ego mind inside you that tells you that if you act on this and if it works well, people will applaud you, and if it doesn't work well, it will be proven to your people that you're not good enough. That in itself is such a bitch to creativity. So first, you're gonna put yourself off that pedestal. Second, you're gonna learn how to bring and invite that flow in, right? That flow that just gives you these little beautiful whispers of inspiration. You're on a walk and you get this idea, like, fuck, let me just message this person about this idea that I have. Let me just put this post out on social media. When you're in flow, you're not in your mind. So if you're constantly thinking, but then if I'm in flow and if it doesn't happen, when you're in the direction of negative questions, that means you're in your mind. That's when you have to pause. If you don't pause, then you will continue to find the answer from your mind, and the mind does not know shit. If it did, you would already be implementing your idea. You would already be seeing the results, right? So flow is not a very easy thing to be in, because in the beginning you have to really surrender to the uncertainties. You have to surrender to things not going as per plan. You have to surrender to things actually getting more messed up. So before we get into the depth of this topic, I have to tell you this: creativity is seductive. It's actually pure pleasure. You know what that feels like? You wake up and you have this nudge. You have this feeling like today is going to be extremely satisfying because you're showing up for what you want. And you are fully aware that you might not have full control over what you're going to do and what comes your way. So that means you're totally going against the conditioning, the programming that you've received since childhood. Because who wasn't told in school when they were young that you have to follow this curriculum, study for these many hours, and then you should get like A+ or A. If you get below that, then you're this category student. Everything was just so structured, and then out of nowhere you're watching other people follow their dream, create something of their own, and then you're wondering, why am I not able to do that? Because you're still living in the old programming of structure. So what you're now doing in flow is something in you is so lit up that you are driven by it. So let's get into it. First, you have to take yourself off the pedestal of perfection. How do you do that? Number one, you have to accept the fact that things are gonna happen. Some things that you planned and some things that you did not plan. But you're gonna feel like, oh, but what if somebody comes to me and says, then dekha, see, it didn't work out. Do not tell your plans to people. Keep your mouth shut unless you're sharing it with your coach who is guiding you through the process. Unless you're speaking to somebody who has walked the same path. A lot of times, even then, you will get advices to be safe and stuff like that. But be very mindful of who you're sharing your plans with. Do not share your plans with anyone. Keep it to yourself. Be part of communities which are like, we support you no matter what. So on days when you're like, oh my God, I acted on my vision and everything sucked, nothing worked out, your community is going to tell you, that is totally all right. That is part of the process, because it is. And that's why I love my community. It's like a community of creators, and we uplift each other like crazy. So the link is in the description. You can always join us. Second is, you have to accept the fact that you are nature. You're part of nature. And do you see nature all around me? Is anything looking perfect, like the same? No, everything looks different. It's individual, unique design that God or whatever you believe in made. Just like that, you are part of nature as well. So it is impossible for us to be in a factory fucking setting. There is nothing like that. You're gonna build something. Some things are gonna just give you this massive success. Some things are gonna give you massive learning, and some things are just gonna be like, meh. You have to accept that letting go is the only answer. Don't get stuck into, oh, this is my goal, it has to happen by 2026 Jan. Doesn't work like that. Third thing is, do not attach your self-worth to your work. I see this happen with ambitious people all the time, and I was extremely ambitious. I still am, but I used to attach my ambition with my self-worth. That meant if I don't get these many marks in my CA, if I don't become a CA, I'm not good enough. If I don't get this particular awesome entrepreneur to my talk show, I'm not good enough. If I don't get into this particular college, I'm not good enough. Now, most of the times, these thoughts are not happening on a conscious level. They are so deep that you don't even realize that these thoughts literally control you, they drive you. And the only thing that exposes these thoughts to you so that you can do something about it is presence. You have to practice, you have to learn presence. That's one of the biggest things that we're gonna focus on during our Bali retreat. And by the way, I'm in Bali right now, and everybody is gonna come in like 3-4 days. Oh my god, it's almost here. My team and I have been working on this day in and day out, and it was full chaos, man. Some days were just so satisfying, and some days were like, oh my god, I don't want to work on it. I want to give up, I want to quit. And I know a lot of entrepreneurs wouldn't say that out loud, because again, it hurts the market image. But the world is changing, the world is getting more authentic, and a lot of the world is not. You decide who you want to be. Now, the second is how to be in flow. So remember in your childhood, what were those moments when you felt like, oh my god, I'm in my full creativity. I'm feeling like, yeah, I'm enjoying my process of creating. Maybe you were into arts, I was into arts. I used to lose the sense of time when I would open my drawing book. So you got to remember those moments in your childhood where you felt like so satisfied and fully in flow while doing something. You lost the sense of time. For me, it was when I would open my art file. For me, it was when I would dance. For me, it was when I would write. I would write for like an hour or two every evening. And I loved writing. No wonder that I write almost every day now in my life. I write quite a lot. So the reason why I'm literally making money out of things that I love is because I started tapping back into those things in my childhood, those things from my childhood that I fully loved. And I'm a chartered accountant. For 6 years, I've drowned myself in numbers and logic. So for me to be on the complete flip side, although there's no flip side, numbers are creative as well, this was a very important part, which was remembering who I was as a child and what did I enjoy, right? And you're gonna discover so many passions that you were always aware of that you somehow just forgot. Second, you gotta start exploring things that are almost non-frictional. That means if you were like, oh, I really enjoyed going to that music festival with my friend. Now that may seem very unrelated to you getting into your creative flow, but it's not. So start exploring such small things that they don't even seem like something that you're doing. And that is flow. Now for a lot of creatives, it is so confusing. How can work feel this effortless? How can work feel this inspiring? I'm probably doing something wrong. I'm probably doing something that won't make me money because this just does not feel like work. This is how life is meant to be like. You're not meant to wake up and feel like, I have to go to work. It is supposed to feel like exactly how you felt in your summer vacations, like, oh, I'm so excited for the day. Let me create, let me play. That is what life and business is truly about.
How to be creative when you're not in an environment which is good.
So my amazing videographer Mayank asked me, how can someone be creative when they're in an environment which is not creative at all? And oh my god, I relate so much with that, because my life for a long time looked like morning 6 a.m. till 10 p.m. just studying, being surrounded by other students, being surrounded by books, and that's it. My life depended on that because I had to complete my chartered accountancy. At the same time, I made sure I have good sections during the day of creativity. So, what did that look like for me? It was exploring a lot on YouTube, right? And I would write a lot of ideas. So, I remember, oh my god, this is such an amazing feeling. I remember it was my first attempt of CA final. It is a very tough exam, and my mind just went off. I was in an imaginative world, and I am imagining giving a talk. And I was actually rehearsing it in my mind, and that moment I felt so alive, I felt so creative. So, even in an environment that does not look creative, it does not support creativity, have those sections in which you are exposing yourself online, offline to creativity, maybe through people, through content, through communities, through events. Second, you come home, right, from your work. Dedicate just 15 minutes to doing whatever, anything that is slightly creative. Now, you may feel like in 24 hours, if I'm just giving 15 minutes to doing something that is creative, how is that even enough? You're creating momentum. This is how momentum is created. If you're not even putting 15 minutes, that means that you're still at base zero, right? So, when you're giving your 15 minutes, what you're doing is you're exposing your nervous system to a state in which you are actually enjoying something. And when you taste that, there's no going back. Why? Because now your subconscious knows this is what you enjoy. The universe knows this is what you enjoy. Naturally, it's gonna bring in more circumstances, more events to you where you get to enjoy your work. So if you don't even begin, you don't begin. So you don't begin. And then you just look around and admire other people and feel a little envy. Why the fuck is my life not changing? Because you didn't even dedicate those 15 minutes. Right? So I used to dance a lot while I was studying for CA. I used to write. I used to still write a lot. I used to actually write 4 or 5 long posts every day because I was healing my depression, and I felt like if I put my experience out there, somebody is going to be benefited. And man, the level of ripples that I've gotten back. I spoke in Josh Talk. I did not have any social media, zero social media, yet I spoke at Josh Talk just because I was documenting my journey and I got to share that on Josh Talk, right? So the world responds to you when you are putting some input. If you're not, you're just being that entitled person that I have also been, right? Expecting the world, why is the world not serving me? Because you didn't show up. You got to show up.
So when people talk about creativity and they want to try something new, they want to get influenced by other people, but instead they start copying themselves. So they lose their identity and get the other person's identity, their mentor's identity or their idol's identity. Everybody is unique.
Yeah.
So I just want to point out, how should one differentiate at a particular point that okay, I have to start being my own self rather.
Nice. I love that question. So Sarthak just asked me a wonderful question. I'm going to repeat it still. That when you're trying to be creative, you just somehow start copying people who are your mentors or they're very influential people on social media, whatever. And I see that happen all the fucking time with coaches, which is somehow when they become coaches and when they turn their coaching style into business, they start speaking in the same tone. They are wearing the same kind of formals and they are using the same kind of backdrops and setups for their videos and speaking in the same tone. Where is the individuality? Where is your USP? It goes out of the window because now you're like, everybody has taken their marketing courses and marketing training from few topmost marketing experts in India, and then they're following the same fucking format. Where is the chaos? Where is the uncertainty? Where is the flow? Where is the gray area? There's none. I literally did a masterclass with I don't know how many, 200-300 people, and all I shared in that masterclass was be yourself. I cried in that masterclass. I laughed. I talked about my best friend who died. I talked about abuse. I talked about my inspiration and whatnot. You know how much money I made from that one masterclass that I did for free? 8 lakhs or maybe more, if I'm not counting it correctly, 8 lakhs minimum. Now, the point here being, I was not copying anyone because I didn't enjoy. I tried to. I took these marketing classes. I tried to copy them, but I was fucking unhappy because I was not bringing my true colors out. Now, I'm going to share one secret with you. The reason why we do this unconsciously is because we have been trained since our childhood. Look up to your elders. Be like them. Be like your father. How many times have you been told? Sarthak, how many times have you been told, be like your father, be like your teacher, learn from your elder sibling and stuff like that?
Multiple times.
Exactly. Now that is the programming in your head. Now when you look at a more successful person who has more money, who's doing very good on social media, what do? You're like, arre, copy. Let me be like this person. And honestly, this thought comes to my brain every fucking, not every day, but like very often, which is, arre, why am I being so like I'm a coach. Okay, I need to fucking calm down. So this thought comes to me very often, which is, oh, I think I need to act like this coach. I think I'm being too chill. Maybe I'm being too, like hopping. You know what I mean, right? But the thing is, that's exactly what makes me money. That's exactly what makes me happy, because that is who I am. At the same time, there are coaches who are genuinely, authentically very, subtle, and they're very like, their tone is very different. If that is you, be that. If you're a bubbly person and you're trying to copy a coach who's like, very serious, you're not going to enjoy the process. If you're not enjoying the process, first, you're making less money. It is my guarantee. When you're not being yourself, you are 100% making less money. And second, what's the point of doing something, earning money, when you're not enjoying it, right? So I'm going to give you 3 takeaways from this. Number 1, give yourself the permission to be messy, chaotic, and know that some things are going to work out and some things are not. Second, actually build something. Whether it is, if you have your kids, they have Legos, they have art files, literally borrow it from them and actually build something with that. We're going to do one exercise at the retreat itself. We're going to put people in a motion of creativity. They're going to be creating their own stuff with natural things. So they're going to go around, wander, and pick things that inspire them, and they're going to create something of their own. And imagine every creation is going to be unique because it's supposed to be like that. So actually build something. Third, expose yourself to environments, to people who are creative as fuck. They're going to sometimes poke you, not intentionally. They will be being themselves, and when you look at them, you're like, fuck, this is also possible. What the fuck am I doing in my life? That is a good emotion to have, because your old programming, which is just sitting still in your head, getting rotten, it's gonna start getting released from your system. So boom, cheers to fucking creativity, cheers to chaos. And by the way, I love this cafe behind me. We just came to this spot. It was so intuitive. We were at the resort where we're doing our retreat, and I was like, I need coffee, and I haven't had one in like 1 or 2 weeks. I was like, no, today I want to have coffee. And this particular cafe, this tiny beautiful cafe, has been in my list since forever, and today we finally came, and it's apparently in middle of these humongous rice fields, and we've done so many shoots here already. If this is not creativity, then what is? Can I put this in my social media plan? We did not, because we didn't even know anything about this. We just followed our intuition. We got on our bikes. My team got their camera gear, which is fucking heavy, but we came here and we're shooting in धूप. धूप को English में क्या कहते हैं? Sunlight. But sunlight तो light भी होगी ना. धूप is like कड़ी धूप. You get the point, right? Like, so yes, I give you permission to be fucking creative. It's time for you to give yourself permission to be creative, which may look like chaotic, pleasurable as well. I love you. I'm your mindset coach, Yuvika. Right now in Bali, soon inviting you to the new retreat, probably happening in Kerala. Mwah. Cheers!